Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and this is 5 Fast Knife Reviews. Starting it off with the Monterey Bay Knives EZC 2.0. Now, this one is an integral with the 2.0 version. And an integral means the handle is made out of one solid piece of titanium. So they have to mill out the insides, but it's all just one solid piece. But they do have the clip that is screwed on, so I guess you could call it 2 pieces. Blade is M390, a full flat ground spear point blade. Ray Laconico design. Ray Laconico, this is kind of an iconic design from Ray Laconico. A lot of his designs are very, very similar to this one right here. This is a frame lock flipper. The action is really good. Not very drop shutty, but still very, very smooth. It is on ceramic bearings. And it comes in a nice zipper pouch with a cleaning cloth. And you can see right there it has a steel lock bar insert, and you can see how well fit that is in there, so that it's steel on steel contact instead of titanium on steel. Very nice satin finish. I do have a little bit of schmuck on the blade, and I also have a nice mirror polished edge on there. Let's get to the next one. The next one, I'm going to show 2 because there's 2 of the same example. So this is the Ganzo FH12, and this one is the FH11. Now, this is a liner lock version. Steel pocket clip, G10 scales, and D2 steel. Very, very smooth action. Now, this one is a stainless steel frame lock, also in D2. But this knife is extremely fall shut action. It is a guillotine. Now, you can get these for like $30. So very, very affordable. It has a reversible pocket clip that is deep carry. And you can see how the pocket clip is inset, even though it does have button screws. The action is very, very nice. Detent is very well tuned, especially for such an affordable knife. It is a flat ground. I think they call this a drop point, but I would call this a straight back. So it is a very strong blade shape, very neutral grips. So it's going to be comfortable in just about any grip. And it does ride on ball bearings with a ceramic detent. Great, great detent on these for this amazing flipping action. Now, the G10 version is not quite, it's pretty much a fall shut action, but almost as smooth as the steel frame lock version. So this one's the FH11, and then this one's the FH12. Now, they do have an FH13, which is just like this, except for it has a an etched finish, so it's dark. That's basically all it is. It's the same exact, except for it's blackened or darkened. Next, we have the concept wedge. Now, there's also, because this is a lockback version, there's also the bevy, which is the same knife, but it's a slippy. Now, I got that one around here somewhere, but it's the same, just without the lockback. Now, this one's in carbon fiber. Beautiful carbon fiber, by the way. Very well done carbon fiber. It's very comfortable in the hand for a little lockback, and it's very smooth all around the edges. It is contoured. It has a steel spring for the lock, for the back lock, and it's very smooth on the open. So if you're the type that likes lockbacks but maybe has an issue with the pull strength, this is very nice because they give you a generous swedge to grab, and it's very easy on the pull. Now, the clip point blade is extremely useful, especially with this comfortable grip you get. Nice, thick, durable blade, but not like overly thick or anything, but it is nice and thick where you're going to be able to possibly do some picking, maybe a little bit of very light duty prying, beautiful stone wash. This is going to be very, very useful for somebody as a secondary or even a primary, just depending on what your carry looks like. Beautiful carbon fiber though. And you can see the designer's logo right there. And the blade steel on this one is 154 cm, which is a fantastic blade steel for a knife like this. So you're going to get some good edge retention, good stain resistance, plenty of toughness, easy to sharpen, and it takes a very nasty toothy edge. Next, we have the Kizer Swayback. So now this is a button lock. So if you don't like putting your fingers in the path of the blade when shutting, this is probably a knife for you. And it has a little Wharncliffe blade that is very useful for, or very good for utility cuts, opening things up, and has a very acute tip, nice geometry on it, and the blade steel is N690. The action is very smooth. The thumb studs work really good for the thumb flick or the reverse flick. And the button is very easy to actuate, but is countersunk in there. So you're not going to accidentally hit it. It's not like that. Like right now I'm pushing and I can't hit it. I got to mean to actually push the button for it to close. The flipping action is also really good. The detent is nice and strong on this. So I'm pushing right now. You see how it's not opening? It does take some force to open it, which is really good because it's not just going to accidentally deploy. It is a swayback, so it has the swayback construction, which means it kind of, the butt end of it kind of goes up a little bit, which really helps with utility cuts because it kind of does the same thing your hand does and kind of nestles in your palm for utility cuts. But even in a pinch grip for slicing, it's going to work really good. And being a smaller size knife, medium to small size knife, it's going to be perfect in the pocket, easy to carry. It doesn't have a deep carry clip, but the clip does work great. And they recently just came out with micarta versions of this. So they have colored micarta, I believe. And I did hear the micarta is kind of similar to G10. I'm not sure about their brown micarta versions. That's the version I would get if I got the micarta. But I think I heard that from their colorful micarta. But yeah, it's awesome that they did come out with this in micarta version. So I will try to link everything I can in the description. Last but not least, the Civivi Pintail. Now, this one does come in other options. So there is a wood-handled version available and a S35VN version. This one is the Damascus, but Civivi's Damascus is extremely well done. It is a powdered version Damascus, which is kind of similar to like Damasteel. Not saying it is, Damasteel, but the process in which it's done is similar to Damasteel. So it makes it very, very nice. A lot better than most Damascus you see. It's going to get great edge retention. And this knife has a very, very deep, thin hollow ground blade. The blade itself is thin, but then the hollow grind gets super, super thin, like 10 thousandths behind the edge. And you can just feel how thin it is. I feel like I'm touching my finger on the other side. So it's going to be extremely slicey and very, very useful. Very easy to sharpen being this thin, and it's going to stay thin basically forever. The action on it is really nice. Great detent, great flipping action. Very smooth on the ceramic caged bearings. You also have thumb studs. And the detent is so good. Once you break the detent, trying to open it, it just basically flies open. All the deployments are really nice. The access to the lock bar or liner lock is very easy to get to. And it is a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. So lefties. T8 construction all the way around, aside from the pocket clip. And it does have a lanyard hole. Now, this is going to be a medium-sized knife. Some people might call it a small knife, but because of this nice, deep, hollow ground blade, it slices so good. And like I said, it does have an S35 VN version available. Now this one has internal stop pins as well, which is going to add to the side-to-side play, or not getting side-to-side play. As long as it is tightened up all the way, this should be very, very strong and durable. Fantastic little knife. This knife is, in my opinion, a great knife for a lot of people. And there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.